In the late 1800s, the far north of America was still a wild, silent land, huge mountains, endless forests, rivers of ice. Few people lived there. Most maps showed only empty space. But everything changed in 1896, when a discovery along the Klondike River sparked one of the most dramatic events in American history, the Klondike Gold Rush. Within months, thousands of people packed their bags and headed north. They all chased the same dream, gold. It began quietly. In August 1896, several prospectors discovered gold in a small creek called Bonanza Creek near the Klondike River. Among them was George Carmack. At first, only a few miners knew, but news spreads fast when gold is involved. Within a year, newspapers across the United States printed headlines about gold in the frozen north, and suddenly, the entire continent was talking about Alaska. Men from cities, farms, and small towns began leaving their homes: teachers, blacksmiths, carpenters, shop owners. Some sold everything they owned, others borrowed money. They believed one thing: somewhere in the frozen rivers of the north, their fortune was waiting. Most of them had never even seen snow like that before. The journey was long and brutal. Most miners first traveled to the coastal town of Skagway. From there, they had to cross the dangerous mountain path known as the Chilkoot Trail. The trail quickly became famous, not for its beauty, but for its difficulty. At the top of the Chilkoot Trail stood a terrifying section known as the Golden Stairs. Hundreds of men climbed slowly in single file, carrying heavy supplies. Each miner had to bring nearly a ton of food and equipment to survive the winter. Most people had to climb the mountain dozens of times, up, down, up again, in freezing winds and deep snow. After crossing the mountains, miners built small boats and waited for the ice to melt. When spring finally arrived, thousands of boats rushed down the Yukon River. The river twisted through deep wilderness, sharp rocks, fast currents, hidden dangers. Some boats never made it, but the dream of gold kept everyone moving forward. At the center of the gold rush stood a town called Dawson City. Just a year earlier it had been a quiet trading post. Now it was one of the fastest growing towns in North America. Tents, wooden cabins, saloon lights glowing through the snow. Thousands of miners crowded the muddy streets. Everyone hoped tomorrow might bring a fortune. Life in the gold fields was harsh. Miners worked from sunrise to sunset. They dug frozen ground with picks and shovels. Sometimes they burned fires on the ground just to melt the ice. Then they shoveled the thawed earth into pans and washed it in icy water. Most days brought nothing, just mud. But sometimes, a miner would see it, a tiny flash of yellow in the pan, gold, heavy, bright, real. Some men shouted with joy, others stared silently, afraid the moment might disappear. For a few lucky miners, that small sparkle meant everything had been worth it. At night, Dawson City came alive. Saloon doors swung open, piano music played, men laughed, drank, and told stories about their claims. Some spent their gold as quickly as they found it, others guarded every nugget like treasure. But the truth was harder than the dream. Most miners never found much gold. Some lost everything, many returned home with nothing but stories. Yet the gold rush changed the North forever. New towns appeared, new roads were built, and the legend of the Klondike became part of history. Today the rivers still flow through the mountains of Alaska and the Yukon. The snow still covers the trails each winter, but the story of the gold rush lives on. It is a story about risk, about hope, about ordinary people chasing an impossible dream in the frozen wilderness, and sometimes, finding it.